Hi, my name is Paula Fry. I have spent a lifetime investigating, researching, and trying the best diets and treatments for the pain and inflammation of autoimmune disease. The study of nutrition has been my lifelong passion. I've had rheumatoid arthritis for almost 50 years, so I know the pain of this disease. I am pain-free today, so I'm able to live an abundant and full life. I've written a book called 21 Keys for Renewing Your Health, which is based on years of research. These videos are based on my book. I hope they help you, especially if you have arthritis, inflammation, and pain. My prayer is these videos will help you renew your health.
Hi, today I want to talk to you about something that's very important and something that's made a huge difference in my life, in the way I feel, just in every aspect of my life, and it's naltrexone. I've told you in previous videos I'll tell you the one thing that I take, and at this point that's it. I do take some vitamins and I take flaxseed oil, but other than that, as far as medication goes, for my rheumatoid, this is the only medication I take. And I've been on everything. I've been on methotrexate, I've been on gold salt shots, I've been on huge dosage of Motrin, I've been on aspirin, I've been on prednisone, you name it, I've been on it through all the years I've had rheumatoid. It's been quite a journey. But naltrexone, I think, is the best thing out there for autoimmune disease and lots of other things. I think it's just an amazing drug. I went to my doctor and I told him, I said, you know, I'm controlling my rheumatoid with diet and I'm doing really well, and all the things that I found out that made my RA worse, I had stopped doing. And so I was doing fairly well. I was not on any medication, and I was just taking prednisone if I had a flare and that kind of thing. And my doctor is really a neat man, and he's a young man, and he said, you know, someone was just in my office and he wanted a prescription for naltrexone. He was from New York City, and so he said I didn't want to prescribe it unless I researched it, and so he did a lot of research and found that this is an amazing, amazing drug for people with autoimmune disease. So he ended up prescribing the naltrexone, and the problem with it, it's a formulary medicine, and it has been okayed by the FDA for opiate addiction, but not for autoimmune disease. And so I get mine from Belmar Pharmacy in Golden, Colorado. Longer wake up with pain and stiffness and feeling horrible. I'm happier and healthier. Even at my age, I'm able to work and enjoy my job. The only side effect that I've seen with this, and it's something to be really careful, there are very few side effects, I will tell you that, but the only side effect is sleep disturbance. And so you have to start out at a very low dosage. Right now I'm taking 4.5 milligrams at night, right before I go to bed. But I would recommend, and I think most doctors would recommend, that you start at 1.5 and beyond that for a while, and you're probably going to even notice that helps you, and that may be the highest dosage you'll ever need. But you may want to go up to 2.5 and see how that does, and just see how it affects your sleep. What I would do, I would go to sleep fine and sleep for about 4 hours and then wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning, which I did before anyway. But I now, since I when I first started taking methotrexate, I didn't know you were supposed to start on a low dosage, and I would wake up and not be able to go back to sleep in the middle of the night. But then I called the company, I called Belmar Pharmacy, and they said, oh, you can't start out with the full 4.5 milligram, and that's the maximum dosage that you should take from everything that I've read. They said cut it in half or in fourth, and increase it gradually to the 4.5, and if the 4.5 doesn't work, you can go down to 3.5 or 2.5. And some people are even taking 1.5 and fine with it. So that's just something I wanted to let you know. Other than that, I see no side effects with it at all. I was also told, my doctor told me when I started taking it that not to drink or take narcotics because it is a opiate blocker, and I think the worst thing that would happen is that the opiates just wouldn't work. And I can't take narcotics anyway. They make me really sick. So, and I don't drink. You know, on our cruise, we had a little bit of wine, and it didn't bother me. But that's just something you've got to be careful of. If you're a big drinker, you maybe should not go on naltrexone. Naltrexone's history is very interesting. Dr. Bahari discovered naltrexone, and he was looking for an opiate blocker for people that had heroin addictions, and it worked really well, but people with heroin addictions didn't like it because when they took heroin, they didn't get the high anymore, because it blocked those endorphins that they get, and so it didn't go over very well as an opiate blocker. And so when all the AIDS cases came out, and Dr. Bahari thought, well, I'm going to see if it will help AIDS. And he knocked the dose down real low, and had them take it in the evening, and found out that it did help people with AIDS. So it's, and then they discovered that the patients that had autoimmune disease, that they got better, that they no longer had, their autoimmune disease went into remission. And so they did a lot of research on it, and have just had amazing results. With rheumatoid arthritis, 10 patients with this disease were treated with low dose naltrexone, and all 10 patients, the joint and swelling cleared, and some leaving, of course, it may leave the damage that was done before, but they didn't have pain. 2 of the patients stopped low dose naltrexone for several weeks because of travel, and both had their pain come back. So it's something that you have to keep taking. And it just seemed to work out really well for people with rheumatoid. It seems to work really well for people with Crohn's disease. Here's another, during the trial, a close friend of Dr. Bahari's daughter had acute episodes of multiple sclerosis over a 9-month period with she had complete spontaneous recovery from her MS with naltrexone. So it's good for a lot of things. Fibromyalgia is another thing that it's just amazing for, and just go online and put naltrexone and fibromyalgia, and you'll get all kinds of testimonies and research and all kinds of things. The experience of people who have autoimmune disease that have begun low dose naltrexone has been really remarkable. Patients with diagnoses such as systematic lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, Crohn's disease, and even multiple sclerosis have all been helped with low dose naltrexone. So it's just an amazing drug. And I would, if you have rheumatoid, I would recommend it. Let me just tell you a little bit about how it works. Dr. Bahari found that people with autoimmune disease had really low endorphin rates. And endorphins are what make you feel good, that keep your body going, that keep you from being depressed. And so he discovered that almost all of your endorphins are produced in the middle of the night, between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. So he found if he gave low dose naltrexone 1.5 to 4.5 milligram right before you go to bed, that the body, the naltrexone blocks the body's production of endorphins. But then after it wears off, the body produces 100 to 1,000 times more endorphins than it had in the first place. So this is what helps with, and it helps regulate your immune disease. It is just amazing. So the study on this has been great. The way it works is just how he figured it out. I don't know. A lot of research, a lot of people probably took a lot of time on this, but he did find it really did help people with autoimmune disease. Another part, almost all the doctors that I have listened to online or read their stories about and the research on naltrexone say that they do this in addition to a really low inflammation diet. So it's not just you can take naltrexone and go out and drink Cokes all day and eat horrible fast food and all of that. No, you can't do that. Naltrexone is just one facet. It's amazing facet, but it's just one facet. So I notice if I eat junk food and don't eat right, that I don't feel as good. Now, I don't feel as bad as I used to before naltrexone, but I sure notice a difference if I go off my diet, if I don't drink pure water, and all the things that are in my book. Now, with naltrexone, you need to, like I said, start really low on the dosage. Talk to your doctor about it. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you my experience and the research I've done. But go start very low, 1.5, and then stay on that for a while and see how you feel, and then go up gradually. And if it starts interfering with your sleep at night, and it may at first, it may interfere with your sleep even at 1.5, but that will go away. And if that, if your sleep gets back to normal, then you can increase it a little bit. And just do it really slowly. I would do it over a year's time. Personally, I wouldn't rush it, because even a small amount will really help you. I just wanted to tell you, I did not put anything about naltrexone in my book because I had written and published it already, but it is a great addition to everything that's in this book. And this is my book, 21 Keys for Renewing Your Health. It has amazing ways to stay healthy with autoimmune disease in here, and it will help you. You can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it on the Kindle edition. If you liked this video and you felt like it was helpful, please click the liked icon and write comments. And if you have any questions about naltrexone, I'll try to answer them, or I can give you websites that can answer them. One I want to tell you right now is ldn.org. That's really good. And another one is LDN Science. And there's a book by Chelsea Green, LDN book. So there's there is a lot of information out there. There's also a lot of YouTube videos about it, so not just mine. But thank you, and God bless you, and I hope you enjoyed this video.